everyone, Hugo from Ichiban Studio, and today we're going to be looking at how to paint a nebula. So this is an example that I did on Eldar fighter jet, and here is a reference picture that I've used. You know, nebulas, they have, first of all, this is not a real picture, I think this is an artwork, but nebula, they do have a lot of colors, a lot of different shapes and anything. So the one I wanted to go with is bluish, purple, and whitish, but there's all sorts of colors with the pink, red, and everything. You can look at a lot of reference pictures out there on the web to base your nebula on it. Using my Badger Soltar 2020, I first of all had a base coat of Raven Black from Minitaire, and then I use Dusty Ground from Badger Minitaire range to start doing the base, the foundation of the nebula. Dusty Ground is the lightest gray that you can have for from the Badger range. I didn't want to go with a base coat or a base foundation of white, because white tends to freckle a lot, has some dots, and spray not precisely like you can spray with a gray. So I used the lightest gray from the Minitaire range. And basically I started doing some shape. So I was doing two sorts of shape. As you can see me doing right now is working really close from the canvas. I'm trying to do some spiral patterns, so you can look at the like kind of interlacing look of the pattern, and then I'm starting to smoke it out just to make it smoky around it and just build my my pattern. This is really random and you have to use your imagination a little bit. This is how I do it. You might want to do it in another style or anything, but I'm just building up this this foundation, which my main colors are gonna go on top of it. So and you know, like I said, just use your imagination, and you could look at how I do it, move my airbrush fast, go closer and further away to from my canvas to have different spray pattern on it to create different texture. It's not really a texture, but different kind of a gradient on the paper to have that depth feeling of a smoky sky, like a nebula have when you look at reference pictures from them. But again, you know, it's totally up to you what style you want. There's some nebulas that are spiral down, so you have like it's like kind of a big circle, and there's bright star in the middle and goes from there. There's tons of different styles, so you can base up your own interpretation of it using this tutorial as a guideline. Also, there's a lot of guys that do space art. If you go on YouTube, that they have they use it with spray cans and things like that, but you can definitely find some cool inspiration in space art videos also to give you some more references for your nebula or your space design. And you can also use this technique on anything. Like I used it on the bottom of my Eldar fighter. You could do a whole Eldar painted like that. I saw some kind of patterns like that on Tau before. It's, you know, you could use it as any way you want. It's just a matter of imagination. Now that my base is pretty much finished, what I want to do is I want to go do just a little bit of stars randomly that I'm gonna tint after. I don't want to do all the stars because normally those ones would be white, but just using a little spray of the trigger, a little pull of the trigger, depending on the distance, will make a bigger or smaller dot pattern, and then I want to put a couple ones there. Then after that, that's where I want to start building my nebula. So I use Miniature Lagoon Blue, and I want to go tint some areas of that white to give it my first layer of color. And one little thing with that is that you don't want to spray too much on the black areas. You want to keep it on the white, and you also want to keep some of the white popping out. That way, because if you spray on the black, it's gonna saturate the black and it's gonna look a little bit muddy and not clear, nice black color. So Lagoon Blue first, and then we're gonna be moving on right now. We're gonna move on with Ikimos. I don't know, it's a hard, but you can see it on the screen right now. Purple. It's a purple from the Miniature range, a dark purple, but purple, since it's already a kind of a translucent color, it's still, you don't need to have a darker purple or a lighter purple. You just, depending on how thick you spray it on. So I just want to go like use my purple in the areas where I didn't use my blue, just to have that nice translation in colors and graduation between the purple, the blues, and everything, and just make it interesting. So I'm tinting all the white areas, and again, still trying to leave some of the white popping out, and some of the places I'll spray a little bit more thicker coat of purple, so it's more rich in color. In some areas I'm just gonna lightly dust it, so there's the white that still is popping out through that. Now I want to go and give some definition to my nebula, just to give it more depth and everything. So I'm going to use Royal Blood from Miniature range, which is a really dark midnight blue, and I want to go in some blue areas just to give it more definition, and also in the purple. The fact that when you put the dark blue on top of the purple will make a really dark purple will give nice definition to the blues and to the purple, just to give it that 3D look of interlacing stardust. I don't even know what I'm not an astronom or whatever it's called. Sorry, my French is taking over right now. But yes, you just want to give it a 3D look and that depth and everything, so that you're gonna achieve that with the darker blue, and then you're gonna be able to work it out in some areas where you want that definition to pop out more. And again, try to stay off and clear of the black areas, not just to saturate the black and make it look a little bit like muddy and everything. To finish off that little nebula, we're just gonna go do the stars. So you just want to apply stars randomly, and just one pull of the trigger on the airbrush and boom, you have your star. And one little thing is that if you mess up, because sometimes you can have spider webs that are going if you pull too fast, and then for whatever reason your color is a little bit more liquid, and then it does a spider, but then you can just like pull back on the lever, just bring some air so it dries the spider web, and then you can do just a bigger star if you mess up in that area. And try to put the stars inside the nebulas, also inside the Milky Way or the patterns that you've done. It's just going to give it more realistic look instead of just putting the stars in the black areas. But again, this is totally up to you guys. You know, it's your nebula, it's your painting skills and your artistic skills that are gonna show through when you're doing this. Here we have the finished result. So you have the Eldar fighter that I did, the nebula on there, and then you have the nebula that I just painted also in the corner, on the top corner. And if you like the video, please subscribe, like the video, it helps a lot. And you can click on the preview right there, which is the previous video that I made. It was a showcase of a Space Wolf bust. So thank you for watching. This was Hugo from Ichiban Studio. I hope you have a great day.